Hello and welcome to Yasser TV. Welcome to the channel. And today I got a special guest. Yeah, big up to my guy Mike's. It's fine, bro. It's a pleasure to finally get you on the channel. And yeah, man, I think this was a good opportunity to get you on the channel since our teams were playing. So sometimes it
Yeah,
gives you that push to just, reach out to someone and say, "Yo, let's work together," especially when the teams are playing together. And yeah, man, how you doing first and foremost, bro?
yeah, man. All good, all good, all good. Pleasure to be on. Pleasure to be on the channel, man. Pleasure to be on the channel. Obviously, yeah. Always good to link up. Always good to collab. So looking
Yeah,
forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
yeah, 100%, 100%. Um, Listen, let me start a little bit regarding West Ham, yeah.
Mm,
Obviously I've kind of watched a lot of the games with the previous manager. I ain't gonna mention his name, you know what I mean? Because I know, yeah, I know how it, yeah, I know exactly how it works with your previous manager, especially because we had one we didn't like. But it was all disjointed and all that. And I mean, it was similar to how we were last season with Butch.
yeah,
However, you obviously got a new manager in. How much difference have you seen, and how much do you believe in him a lot already, kind of thing, or do you think he's just so far he's doing all right, or
yeah. I think I think with the previous manager, the biggest problem was, especially with obviously we made a change in the summer, like last summer.
yeah,
My expectation was like give us an identity and get us top half for just for this season because I know there was going to be a big rebuild in the summer as there was. But the problem was with the previous manager is that there was no like proper identity, yeah, and we were 8 months in. But with
yeah,
this manager, we were in one training session because we hired him a day before we played Villa in the FA Cup. I saw exactly what he was trying to do because that's the difference between an actual coach. Like an actual coach will get you the outline of what you're trying to do already, and
mhm,
that's what I'm seeing with Graham Potter already. I'm seeing improvement defensively, improvement in the character of our team, trying to bounce back from when we do go 1-0 down and
yeah,
stuff like that as well. Obviously, it's a big building blocks because we've had so many injuries, um, but obviously we have a transfer window to rectify that. We've only got one incoming, as it looks like right now.
mm,
Um, but yeah, I believe in this. I believe in this manager because our owner only really hires managers that are out of work, and this guy and
yeah,
probably
yeah,
Maurizio Sarri were probably the best options that were available.
mm,
So the fact that we've got him in it is great. I'm glad he's joined, but it's a long way to go. It's kind of the rest of the season's a bit like pre-season for me, just so he can get used to the team, try and get them used to his style of play properly,
yeah,
and then which hopefully will be ready for next season.
yeah, 100%, especially with getting a new manager in at this point of the season, that same way you did. It's not always easy to actually see a lot of difference, but
Yeah.
sometimes when you have had nothing and you just start to
Mm.
see a little bit of crumbles, it's like you've seen a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's like at the same time, I think there's a lot more we can see from West Ham because remember the players you bought, like Todibo and all those are players that a lot of people wanted. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's sometimes it's just supposed to, those players are supposed to take you to the next level in terms of, but they just need a bit of coaching. And
Yeah.
the other issue is also like the previous manager might have taken them back so much in terms of
Mm.
their confidence and stuff, right? So you kind of need to build that back up. So it's kind of a bit of a job on the manager as well. Um, yeah, man. I'll talk a bit about Chelsea. Listen, I don't know how to explain it. It's the same way as you. Like in terms of yours was bad at worst and it's getting better. Mine's the opposite. Mine was good and now it's just looking like it's going worse. Do you get what I'm saying? Uh,
Yeah.
Big up S as well.
Big up.
I mean, listen, we did well in the beginning. We knew that we needed the striker from last summer anyway. We knew that we needed
Yeah.
a goalkeeper from last summer. But we always said, okay, whatever decision that they end up making in terms of the sporting directors and stuff, we just let you do what you need to do. Like in terms of you're either gonna dig your own hole or you're gonna fix the situation, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
for
the
sure.
good thing is as well, we need to kind of give someone an opportunity to show you they can or can't fix it.
Yeah.
Not instantly just getting onto them because I don't like this guy or don't. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Mm.
And it's like,
Yeah, of course.
cool, the season's starting. But let's say everyone seems to be playing quite well. Then you also have one of our doubts, which was the Jackson. He was firing. He
Mhm.
did as well against West Ham, if you remember. Did you get it?
Yeah,
He was
I remember.
he
Yeah.
was like, we were like, oh, even that game we were like, okay, you know what? He's almost every shot is turning into a goal kind of thing. Let's just hopefully he can keep you up. That's what happens. And I think he reached the Everton game and he just went downhill. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? And it's like it's just right now. I think because like we're in like a crisis mode in terms of the club and the fans, and that's more because we know that if we don't get the we've dropped so many points already. And if we don't end up fixing it, it can cost us top four. It can cost us like even fifth or sixth, whatever. If everyone else sorts themselves out and we don't, we literally have a hologram in the back and someone who doesn't score in the front. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's no hope kind of thing.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And we don't
yeah,
have
for
we
sure.
don't really have goal scoring wingers. That a lot of the times if your striker's not is a false nine, you can get
Mm.
away with having a non-score like you know what I mean goal scoring wingers, and he might not score a lot like a Salah and Mane. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah,
were
for sure.
scoring, but Firmino wasn't really scoring as much. And obviously, the biggest thing is our goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? That you got the
Hmm.
manager not making substitutions. Sometimes he makes substitutions, but very late. And you know, even not using the. So one of the things as well is not using that bench. Remember the whole
Yeah,
season we were speaking about that bench in the beginning. Well, we got Felix and Kunku, this guy and that guy on the bench. This is his first season, so he could have just used anyone. This is
yeah,
the
for sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
this is the one of the things that I just don't get in terms of forget it being Chelsea, forget everything. Yeah, you know those new managers that come in. Sometimes they just shoot themselves in the foot by
Mm.
trying to do certain things instead of if they just did everything to their best of their ability, we wouldn't blame them. Do you get what I'm saying?
No,
Like, okay, you
no,
know
no.
what?
So
I know he's done everything he can. He's not being helped by this or he's not being helped by that. Do you know what I mean? And you kind of look at it and say, you know what, these are the things what, you know, he needs for him to get back. But some managers just self destruct by themselves, you know what I mean? With that no support, they just say, you know what, yeah, I'm out of it. And he just like and yeah, man. I think some people are taking it too far and that's
yeah,
just the way they are. Do you know what I mean? It's like I hear that we're in a certain point and we are not where we're supposed to be, but it's like you don't have to kind of panic and burn your own house down. I hear it, but at the same time, it's like it is annoying to see because it's almost like you know when people spread that panic, the fear and that. That's kind of thing what
yeah.
some of the people doing, yeah. And there's some that hated the ownership before they even knew who they were. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? And when they came in, it's like trying to see if they can, if the agenda aligns. And as soon as it aligns, they're out there saying, I told man. And it
Yeah.
gives like people like Lee and Northside the bad look because they
Hmm.
genuinely have a reason, yeah, to go, man.
Hmm.
Because it's 20 years. Even when they're trying,
Yeah,
they're not really trying. Do you get what I'm saying? And
yeah, for sure.
there's the actual negative ones, and there's those ones that are just wasting. You know what I mean? Just there trying to cause issues and that. But
Yeah,
listen,
of
on the
course.
game itself, obviously we're at home. I don't know, I think last time we played at home was when it was Poch and we did beat you. I'm pretty sure again.
Yeah.
But the form we're in now, I, I, I don't know, man. It was one of those. You got a new manager. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's necessarily a bounce, but sometimes it can be. Obviously, he's
Mm.
also coming back to the bridge where we don't necessarily like him. That could be something that he can use. You know, there's all these things that we're thinking about. Is Jackson gonna score or not? Because we know he's gonna start. Is he gonna start the encore in goal again? When you got Jurgensen in goal, like all these things go in your mind, and you just think, you know what? As long as we just get the win, then we don't care about the score or the performance. That's where we are now.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Listen, do you know anything? Any players or anyone that's gonna be out from your side?
Tadebo's still out.
Hmm.
Tadebo's still out. Somerville is a doubt. Because he's still coming back from injury. He's in training, but I think he might have suffered a setback. I think Paqueta, he's a doubt as well because he picked up a hamstring injury in the Villa game. Bowen might be back. I think Bowen might be
I
back. I
heard
think they're
about
going
that.
to play Bowen. Yeah, because there's a whole build up around Bowen this week. So I don't. I imagine that he's been hinted to coming back. because like there'd been so much hype about him being back in training. I don't think they would show this many pictures of him in training if they weren't going to bring him back. So I think with that, I think he'll come back. Maybe Somerville might be back on the bench or something. Don't imagine they'll rush him back. But we need more than that. Like even with a fully fit team, I'm still not really that confident going to the bridge. Like I never have been. We've only won there twice in the Premier League era. I get the Graham Potter stuff because a lot of Chelsea fans have been saying that to me about like Graham Potter coming back. He might turn up, and I'm sure he'll be motivated. I'm sure he'll be motivated. I'm sure he'll try and get the team motivated. But I think this game is more of a thing of who makes less mistakes and who will capitalize upon the mistakes because of you guys got Sanchez, we've got Mavropanos, like two very error-prone like individuals. It's going to be
Oh
decided
my
between
lord.
one of them two making mistakes, man. That's how I see the game.
Yeah, so but to be fair, it's a bit more like whoever takes the opportunities, and then it's all
Yeah,
of a sudden you might have Kudus. But Kudus, is he okay?
yeah, he is. He's just been on bad form recently. Like
Oh
he'll
yeah.
have a good first half and then a bad second half. So you kind of don't know what you're going to get with him. But I'm hoping he's on it because he was on it last year in this fixture. But that's a long time ago. That was a long time ago that Pochettino fixture. We got absolutely battered under Moyes. So the
That
things are very
Pochettino
different
bitch.
now. But at the same time, I don't know whether that's for the better or for the worse right now. But in terms of this individual fixture,
Yeah.
I have more belief under this manager just because the big problem for West Ham is that we don't have great. I know like it's Big Six teams and all that, but we don't have great away records going to Big Six teams, apart from Tottenham and Arsenal as of recent times. Um, but I just think that he will actually have some form of belief and some form of performance, but I don't think we'll get a result. Like, do you think this game is too soon for Potter? Probably, probably. I think. I just think because of the lack of first team players he has right now, and just because the fact that he's coming mid season, I just think every game's too soon right now. Like after this game, we don't play for 2 weeks, so he'll have a lot of time at the training ground, and he'll have more time to compose himself with the team. But right
Mhm.
now, the fixtures have been coming thick and fast. So even though it's been like a week or 5 days or however long it is to train at times, like it's still not really enough. It's still not really enough. I know what he's trying to do, and that's enough for me. That's enough for me right now. I'm not expecting anything else.
You know this. I see the same with United. Like
Yeah,
especially when I watch people like Rance and Saeed, you always feel like they haven't got the training done. He
yeah,
hasn't got enough time to train them or coach them to a level where you can actually see so much difference on the pitch. They're almost like they're just getting the basics done and then jumping on the pitch. Basics done, jumping on the pitch. So I think
yeah,
whenever you got a lot of time in terms of like for him to have some quality time with into the players in terms of training them and stuff, that's probably when you start seeing the bigger difference. And for me, it's just look, you're gonna be playing different kind of football. And
mhm,
Potter's known to be slightly obviously on the front foot. He did it with
yeah,
Brighton. He was never really that sit back manager, so he would go for it regardless. That probably
yeah.
will give you the chance. Now, will Robert Sanchez handle his own team coming back at the bridge? I don't think so. But do you know what I mean? Is what it is because he showed that he'll literally pass you the ball. He'll give you 3 goals, whatever. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, for us, I think our midfield is still not really 100%. We got, I think, Enzo Fernandez came back early. It looked like he came
Mhm.
back early because he was supposed to be back, I think, for this week or whatever, and he kind of came back for the City game. Sometimes you don't know they could actually be fit, but I think because we're so used to Arsenal just rushing everyone back, you
Yeah,
start
yeah,
you
yeah.
start looking at your club sideways and say, "Who you rushing back?"
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
you got obviously got that one. Our front line is fine. I think Sancho's there. The goalkeepers. I think all our players are kind of back. To be fair, it's just the ones that are injured is Lavia, and
For final?
Fofana. But that's long term. Like you see me. I wouldn't have mentioned like Reece James if he was injured because I was like we all know that he's injured. You know them ones,
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
thing.
Always
But
will.
let me just check just to make sure if it comes up. Oh yeah, Badia Shu's injured.
All
Listen,
right.
we bought Kellyman from Villa and he's still injured. I don't even know where he is, what he does. Obviously, Fofana and Lavia, that's the ones that are confirmed. So our team
Mhm.
wouldn't look. I don't think it would look much different from the team that you've seen against City. And obviously,
Oh, okay.
talking about that City game, Obviously the change that he made that game was what's that guy called again? In midfield, he basically brought back. He took off Tosin and played that guy, man. What's his name?
Cole.
Cole. Yeah. The light
Yeah.
skin. Bro. Listen, man. Oh my days. He doesn't even do what he used to do, which is kind of what's most annoying. He used to like ping the ball forward. Annoying. He'll ping the ball forward, create chances. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of bypass that front line of the opposition. Especially if you were pushing back, he'd pass it straight into Palmer or Jackson, and then we turn and just go from there. He hasn't really been doing it. Now it's really just been, I'll take the goal kick, which is something new that I've been seeing. That the goalkeeper passes the ball to someone else. Bro, just let him take the goal kick and then we figure it out. Do you know what I mean? It's just, bro.
Yeah, some Sunday League stuff, man. That's some Sunday League stuff. Yeah, the goalkeeper's injured, so you let the centre back take it, man.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my days, I remember that. Yeah. When or even when you're in a team and the guy can't kick, so the centre back kicks it. Remember?
Yep, exactly.
Oh my days.
All the time happened, bro.
Listen, he's already used to this because we said that he was going to do it and he did it on his first press conference. So I'm pretty sure Mike already knows about this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He already knows.
Lopetegui was much worse in presses, so I don't care about the boys' game, everything and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's not really, but it kind of does kind of get annoying a little bit.
Yeah.
When
he's only done it once though.
When so far he's only been here. He's only just, but the point is like he kind of like certain games you expect him to give you more of an insight and he'll tell you the boys gave everything. I think that's where it hurts the most.
Yeah, I know. Like I know I'm gonna get sent that every time he says it.
Oh no, you don't get. They'll just send it. They'll just put it on Twitter. Because I was thinking, he'll probably do it. And then as soon as he done his press conference, instantly second, someone said, I did say that, and boom, he was on there. And yeah, man, look. So, we're not really in great form. I think Wolves, we kind of went through that. We played well, but even Bournemouth, we played well, but our goalkeeper and, Costas, and second half, we didn't look the same at all. Kind of like how Liverpool did it yesterday. And it's just more of, we need to take the initiative. Because our problem is this. We'll score in the first 10, 20 minutes. And then instead of killing the game off, we will kind of give you that look into the game saying, you know what? You still have a chance. Yeah. And then we know that we will make a mistake, whether it's a defender, goalkeeper, We kind of, instead of killing the game off and just cruising to the end, we kind of leave the door open for someone to still enter. And then it's about we chasing it again. We chasing the game. Ipswich has been the same. That's when Dasasi passed it back to the goalkeeper and the lap ran through and dived, but it was a penalty, but we never said anything. Do you know what I mean? He dived, but I was like, it is what it is. The other games, then we had to try and fight for a goal. Didn't do it. Fulham, listen, our goalkeeper, when he kicks the ball, usually when a goalkeeper kicks the ball, it's a 50-50 thing, right? So either your players getting it or my players getting it. With him, it's 100% you getting it. It's either that, let's go that. There's no hope.
And then it's terrible, man.
Yeah, and the worst thing is just that, look, I'm kind of on the Lewis thing, right? We just blame Maresca. Every time he messes up, you just blame him. Because, bro, I can't sit there and just blame someone that doesn't have the ability. Then the clips came out of him in Forest Green, yeah? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, my days.
Bro, I saw a whole comp of his mistakes.
So how did he get to Brighton? So somebody needs to explain how he got to Brighton. Because if you see that, why would you want to put that? So I always believe, if you have a better goalkeeper, it will slightly help your defense. Because they have the confidence in them. So a lot of the people that are speaking about defense, I think you have to also think that goalkeeper's playing that part. In the Bournemouth game, I think Caicedo gave away that penalty because Lavia gave the ball away. And where he gave away that penalty, when he brought down the player, everyone was like, "Oh, that was really stupid," and whatever. Yeah, that's where Semenyo scored from the second goal. Right, and then if you saw the second goal, you saw that he didn't jump upwards near post. He literally fell down to the floor. Yeah, so they kind of, some of the players are almost like taking the responsibility on themselves to get the team out of trouble because they don't actually trust the goalkeeper to do it. That's when you will see
Yeah.
stupid things. And obviously, for me, defending is more structural based. So it's more you see it where you have injuries and you might defend better than when you don't have injuries, or you defend better than when you didn't have the previous manager. That's just
Yeah.
really just because the structure. If the structure's there and everyone knows what they're doing, and you don't do what we did last week where Madueke keeps everyone on side. You know what I mean? And he's gave away a goal. I swear. But it's like cool. Obviously, Sancho doesn't. Is one of them. He's not a volume shooter, right? So he only shoots when he kind of believes he'll score, and then most of the
Yeah.
time it kind of goes in. That's why his shoot percentage, even at Dortmund and stuff, was quite high. Yeah,
Yeah.
his conversion rate was quite high, but he's a bit like how Hazard was more creating for players than shooting. Then you got Jackson, who, listen, I've seen a video of him in training, and that's someone that's played up front and played on the wing. He does not have the ball striking, or it's more of not even the power. Like a lot of people think it's the power. No, it's not the power. Like if you watch him, every time he takes a shot, he's off balance.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
means
No, I hear
you've
that.
either timed it wrong. So you know when you kind of, even if you decide to make a run to the left and a run to the right, and then you time it, and you might just be ahead of where the ball's coming, you might have to adjust your body or whatever. And it's like he does not have the confidence to shoot with his left foot. Because I don't know if you watched the City game. I think you did watch the City
Yeah.
game,
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah. I
As
did.
soon
Yeah.
as he
Yeah. I
went
did.
through, I know I've said the first thing I said was, look, that ball's overhit from Palmer.
Yeah.
But what he should have done is left foot. Because he was coming across, you can reach out as much as you can with your left foot, right? Right foot is more outside of the foot, but if you mess it up, it'll kind of go towards the goal. Or the goalkeeper might get to it. He just doesn't have the natural instinct like Espin's saying, and it's like, at first it's like, you know what, it's fine, it's a mistake. You know what, he's learning. But then at some point it's like, nah. The thing is, I've seen it from early. And I know that, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Either he learns it and understands the differences, and you kind of see it in his game, or he doesn't. And a lot of the shots that he scored is more reactions, right? Even against
Yeah.
West Ham, where he just pokes his foot out and blah, 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 whatever. And you just think, okay, cool. He didn't have to think. The minute he has to start thinking, even sometimes when he has to react, it's like he just goes out for a kick. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, we missing that up front. I think I wanted Tony last season just to bring
Oh
someone
yeah.
in, and then he can learn from him, because I felt like Tony was like the final version of Jackson. Do you know what I mean? They were similar, and I think what he could do is, as soon he learns from him, and they've played, obviously Tony's also played with the two up front and all that, so he'd
Yeah.
have that. He'd come and be the main guy. Jackson can be the second, and because he was 27 or 28, whatever he was at the time, you knew that sooner or later he might want to leave or whatever. And then you can actually play someone else. Like Jackson might be ready at that point. Now, throwing him in the deep end, for me, I haven't really been a fan of it. But at the same time, that's where we get onto the sporting directors for not getting a striker. And that's where I'm more annoyed, and even Lewis and all that is annoyed right now. Because you can rectify these mistakes now. All these things that you didn't know you might have had an issue with, like the goalkeeper, he might have been a bit better, and you never heard us talk about him before, but all of a sudden now it's worse. You have a chance to fix it, because when you have that running, one of the reasons why we don't have confidence is that running that we have. Yeah, I think Liverpool last game of the season, we still have to play Arsenal. Everyone that we played them again. So our kind of luck and the way we're thinking is that those games that we were losing before, yeah, the Ipswich and Fulham, and those were supposed to be the ones we take advantage. We've lost all of those or draws, yeah. So now we have to win the next ones, and it's looking mad when you're looking at the next ones. That's the thing. You're looking at the next one. Oh, City, we already knew how that went. We could have won, but didn't do enough to get it. So it's like these games, even like a West Ham and that, we just need to take our opportunities, bro. Like, so hard, but you just never know what happens. It's on Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one of them, bro. You just go there and you just think, just finish the game, bro. Just take me out of my misery. Either give me the score ahead of time or whatever it is.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, what's this? Enzo Fernandez gets dribble past more than any player in the league. 1.7 per 90. I knew it was bad, but not this bad.
That is mental, you know.
That's
Like that's
mental.
just proves you ain't got much running power, man. You ain't got much running power. Like, and maybe your midfield's maybe slightly unbalanced. Everything's relied on Caicedo to do everything. Probably why he's burnt out so
Yeah,
much.
and then obviously the thing is we like seeing Enzo Fernandez as a deep line playmaker, innit?
Yeah.
So sometimes when he kind of goes ahead and he loses the ball, kind of gives me Jorginho, do you know what I mean, PTSD, because he knew that as soon as he lost the
Yeah.
ball, it's curtains. He can't be the last man behind, and that's why it's Caicedo. This is why we also wanted to either bring back Santos or Leslie. Leslie's at
Hmm.
Southampton, bro. Like Uguchuku, whatever his name
Yeah.
is. Yeah, bring him
Yeah.
back. Like, what's he gonna do really? Like at Southampton, he cool. He's getting minutes, but when it comes down to okay, cool, you might not be able to get the top four thing and that. You should be
Hmm.
doing that one where you just do whatever you need to do just to make sure you kind of, I mean, get what you need to get. Jackson's only been playing 2 seasons. Palmer, our team hasn't been playing professional football too long. Same with our manager. It's a joke in the Premier League.
Yeah.
But this is the thing as well, yeah. With Maresca, a lot of people keep telling us, and I think you went through that as well when people wanted Moyes not to go. When you told me, I've heard you talk about this before. So they always, as soon as something goes wrong, they go back do revisionism on that manager.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
the reason why a lot of people always tell you, you know what, keep the same energy with Poch and Maresca, whatever. But I knew, yeah, the minute we signed Maresca, I knew that okay, he's an inexperienced manager, right? You know that he's gonna make mistakes. The reason why I didn't
Hmm.
give Poch the same thing is because I knew Poch is experienced in terms of he's forget about him going PSG, yeah, but he's managed Southampton, managed Tottenham, yeah. He's been here for a while, so it's not someone that came in for a year and disappeared kind of thing. So he knows the
Yeah.
league now. The league might have changed from the times that he was here, but he still knows the league. So he's also like not a veteran, but someone that's been here for ages as a manager. So he knows the to dos and not to dos, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
when you play a high line with Thiago Silva against Liverpool in Anfield, or you bring on the players, yeah, in the cup final and tell them to defend and go to penalties, you bring on wingers and tell them to just maintain for penalties, whatever, yeah, against kids, those are like, no, they know, I can't help you on that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no.
You
No,
can't.
for
So on
sure.
that, I can't back you. But with Maresca, some of the small or mistakes he's made, we knew that that's gonna happen, especially with younger players, right? He
Yeah.
might be kind of he's done the championship, but he might realize, okay, this system I might need to edit stuff, I might need to change some things or whatever. So we give him a bit
Yeah.
more leeway. Not necessarily he's free to do whatever he wants, but give him a bit of leeway when it comes to that.
Yeah, it depends on what it is, because like everyone in your at your club is learning at the same time. I think that is kind of a problem in a sense with the way
Yes.
your squad's been planned. And like, and despite the fact that Enzo Fernandez has experience, for example, he's one of the more experienced players in the squad because it's at a World Cup and international and all that. He's
Mm.
actually not that experienced in the grand scheme of things, just because he's won a World Cup. Like you're still 25, 26, 24, whatever. Like you're around that age, you're not that experienced in football. Even if you've had that much about first team football, you're still not really reaching your peak at this current moment in time. Like Caicedo has played a few seasons in the Prem now, not that experienced. Not that experienced. Levi Cole the same. Like everyone's learning at the exact same time. You don't have any leader there where you can be like, apart from maybe Reece James, again, he's young. He's had quite a bit of first team football,
Yeah.
but again, he's like 24, 25, and he's barely on the pitch. So the problem is you ain't got that leader in your team to be like bring the whole team together and rejuvenate sort of thing. So if your manager's learning at the same time, it's kind of a problem in the sense because if you had an experienced squad and then you had the young managers with with bright ideas, you can kind of give it a bit more of a chance, in my opinion. Where it's like, okay, he's young, but we've got an experienced squad. He'll find a way to work it out. He's learning.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have an experienced manager and the whole players are learning. You could say, okay, well the experienced manager will get it under control because the players are learning. He'll get the best out of young players and stuff like that as well. So if everyone's learning at the same time, I don't really know what I don't really know what the expectations are. I understand like get top four and a trophy. I think that's completely fair to
Mm-hmm.
demand of a club like yours at in the manager's first season. You
Mm-hmm.
guys haven't been in Champions League for a while. You guys haven't won a trophy in a while for your standards. Maybe the Conference League, is that enough? I don't know whether Chelsea fans think so or not. Maybe the FA Cup comes into that as well. But I think it's a case of because the manager's inexperienced, it's more of a case of where if he does fail, you should probably blame the people that hire him more than him himself, because what's he meant to do? The like sort of thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're actually right because that's kind of what we are now, isn't it? In terms of that's why you keep hearing us talk about directors, sporting directors, because those are the
Yeah,
ones that have hired him. Those are the ones that hired Poch and he failed. Those are the ones that hired Potter before and he failed. I think
yeah,
they hired him. So we've let them off. So we said, you know what? With Bowley, I think Bowley was the one that came in and played Football Manager, if you remember, yeah. And with
yeah,
him,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he at the end of the season came out and said, you know what? I've messed up X, Y, and Z. Like, I think that's when he fired Tuchel and I think he got Potter, whatever. I'm gonna step back now. I'm gonna let the sporting directors do his thing. So we kind of look past that one. Because
Mhm.
with Bowley, he's right. His heart is in the right place, but he just doesn't know what he's doing. Do you get it?
Yeah,
That's what, so he knew he needed experience, and he went out and got Sterling, Koulibaly, put the big wages on there, whatever, and done that, right? And that's why even the way and I think his, and I don't know what his NFL, NBA, whatever his team is, the LA Dodgers or whatever, yeah.
yeah,
If you look on in America, he literally has everyone on like mad wages, 700 million a year, like a lifetime contract,
jeez,
whatever that is, yeah, till you finish. So these man, he will get what he needs to get. He rebuild the team with just one time, yeah, and they've dominated. So kind of that's why people like Joey kind of balance it out because they actually know about that, right?
yeah,
If you then look at the us now, we haven't really seen us going forward.
hmm
Like it's just like we don't really got like you were right when it came to the experience thing, right? Because there's no one to drag us. So even yesterday, I watched the Liverpool game. Salah was stinky, but he just scored the goal, got them out of the thing, right? 2-0. Yeah,
yeah,
right. Now, whether people were saying it's not a pen, to be honest, I've seen the other angle. It's a pen. Do you know what I mean? If you saw the angle that we saw, it's a pen. Yeah. Before that,
mm,
if you watch the game and watch the thingy, it was like, yeah, it's not a pen. He just looked like he tripped. Even that side angle, yeah, it literally, you don't see him clip anyone. You just see him fall, yeah.
yeah.
Then you see the angle from behind, I think, and you see him clip him, yeah. I was like, okay, cool. It's what it is. But I'm not really with this whole refereeing thing anyway. You know what I mean? We
Neither
don't
am
do,
I. Neither
I
am
think I've never heard you do that either anyway. Um,
I. No.
but it's like, okay, cool. We don't have the striker that gets us over the line in terms of the guy up front, right? Which
hmm
is where you need your experience, or even behind, like you're saying, like a centre back or a goalkeeper, right? Now, even like for us, yeah, Enzo Fernandez might be one of the most experienced in midfield, right? But it's like
hmm
even last season when he was playing injured, everyone was moaning about his mobility and he doesn't have the legs, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But you can't have legs, yeah. If you got a hernia, yeah, you're not gonna look like you got
Yeah.
legs. Do you know what I mean? Because it just
Yeah.
affects you. This is why you don't play certain players out of position. I mean, when they're injured and stuff, right? Because
Yeah.
now, have we seen the other day? Was that really a not fully fit Enzo Fernandez? Because if he wasn't fully fit, if some of the things that we look at about him, yeah, it might not be the real him. Because we've seen him when he's fit, he actually performs quite well, right? But at the same time, yes, he has also been making those mistakes where he lets people just run past him and that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's
I
bro, he
think that
looks
might
like
just be him. I think that might just be him, but it's just a case it looks worse when he's injured. I think in a midfield, it's like centre back partnerships where if you put Caicedo and Lavia next to Enzo, he's going to look better because he's got like proper like strength, proper mobility, and also they can defend counter attacks. Mainly Lavia, of course, but like with Enzo Fernandez, to be fair, in Argentina, he was one of the players that they played around Messi as legs. So maybe the amount of games has maybe just taken a bit of a toll on
that's
him.
what I'm saying. So I always said, yeah, when he got the injury last season, we didn't even know he was injured. To be fair, yeah, the hernia injury.
Yeah.
I've always said, I'm pretty sure when we got him, it was all about him having legs or whatever. Yeah, the young player that used to run around in midfield, whatever. So we've
hmm
never complained about his legs. So the minute you start to complain about someone not having the legs, that should either be okay, he might not be fit, right, or what's going on? Like, is he not focused, or because sometimes it's positioning, right? It's not really not having the legs. It's just if you're not in the right position, you just look like you're not even there. You just, phew, you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
player will just run past you, and you just look like you just been left behind. But then it came out later on that he had a hernia injury, and he was literally played all the way to the end of the season. Because then what happened was when he decided to do to do the surgery, people say, "Oh, he's doing the surgery because he wants to go out Argentina." But he was willing to, but he kind of put his body on the line. So I thought, look, you can look at it the way you want to look at it. I'm pretty sure he would take, because I think he was like a month out or something. So it wasn't even that long for him to risk his. But since he's been back and fully fit, and to be fair, since he left his goal, that's when we saw the best Enzo, innit? Do you know what I mean? If we're going to be honest, that's what saw the best Enzo. Now there's rumours of him going back. I'm like, bro, listen, we need to win now. We need to win games. I don't think it's going back or forth. He's giving us like the
That's
Rashford
the worst
vibes.
thing you can do, man.
It's the Rashford vibes, isn't it? Remember when he's with the snow bunny, he's going well, and then when he's not, it's not.
Yeah, it's snowing anymore, man. There's no left. There's no left to go back on the show. That's why Rashford's gone to Villa, man. It traumatized him.
Listen, I'm gonna have to end. I'm gonna end up seeing more of Rashford, because I live not far from the Villa Stadium, innit? So I end up going watching that. You just end up seeing Rashford, bro. I used to watch like Leon Bailey, all of them, and Coutinho when he was there. Now they brought Rashford over here. So look, one way or another, they want me to suffer, innit? So either it's Garnacho at my club or Rashford at this club, innit? So what? The only way I get away with this is going Birmingham City, but they're not even in the Championship, bro. They're like League One, League One.
Yeah, the League One now. It's long, man.
League One. But look, I think they might actually be doing well now. But then their owners are what's that, Tom Brady and that. They bought that club out anyway.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
I used to work there when there was protests.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So what happened is that they had the car park with the main reception, and we used to do security. But at some point, I started doing security in corporate boxes and whatever, right? So I was always inside, nice weather, you know what I mean? Because what we used to do is we search everyone when they get in. Once everyone gets in, no one really comes in anymore. So what we do is watch the game, and then everyone kind of walks out, and then you only search people that walk in, not really walk out, because you've already checked them anyway. So, so what used to happen is before games, they used to all come in the car park, and obviously I think we used to have the boxes, and then directors' boxes were above. And you had to go through that thing. So we had to put the shutters down here at a certain time when they were coming in before a game. And then when everyone's gone, we put the shutters back up and let everyone in. Because they just wanted to go up there. At some point, I think, because the club has fallen so badly. And they keep looking over at the other side of Birmingham, and Aston Villa's just, Champions League. All of a sudden it's this and that. It wasn't long ago that guy punched Jack Grealish on the pitch. It wasn't that long. All of a sudden, Grealish is left, gone to think he won a treble, and there's so many things that happen, and they are still in that same predicament of just being there. Do you know what I mean? Just being on the graph, not really doing anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think their thing was a bit mad. Then Troy Deeney turned up. Do you know what I mean? And I swear to you, one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He comes in with his family and that, super nice, speaks to everyone. But brother, I started realizing the reason why I see him so much is because he's injured. So literally every game he would come in, sit in the boxes, chill, and leave. Yeah, and he was the richest guy at that squad anyway, because what he've earned before and everything. Yeah, and he would come in every time, and he just think, oh my lord, man, he's just always injured, bro. And then we used to take the mick out of him at some point. He'd come in and be like, "Oh, Troy, injured again." still not back. And then he's like, nah. He's like, nah. He's like, listen, still injured. But he then left. I think he left the year after, or he retired or whatever. So
he went Forest Green Rovers, became a manager, and it flopped.
Yeah. Because then he got onto the players. Certain managers aren't made to be managers, bro. You're gonna turn on you. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever that. What's that? The Joey Barton and that. Either one of them as managers.
Oh my days.
Even Rooney, bro. Rooney was at Birmingham. Bro, you think every time he gets an opportunity, you know what? He might do his thing. He's gone. Even remember they used to cook a Lampard all the time. Yeah. And to be fair, I think Lampard was probably the better out of the three. Because he had Ole. At the time, he had Ole, Lampard, and Gerrard.
Arteta, was it?
Gerrard. Oh, right. Now, Arteta, you could say Arteta was part of it, but then again, Arteta, you could say he done much better than everyone else, obviously. But then you got 800 million. I don't think any of them got 800 million, yeah? But okay, cool.
No.
If you then look at, Ole might have got them second, but his thing was counter-attacking. Everyone could do that. I
Yeah.
can do that. My mum can do that. My neighbors can do that. Counter-attacking football, anyone can do that. Literally sit back
Yeah, for
and
sure.
hit them on the counter, right? That's the easiest thing to do. Yes, you got them second. Then you look at we had the transfer ban, but then we managed to get top four. But I think once we started to get Havertz and that, it's kind of it didn't really start to go well, innit? But then his thing, obviously, his thing with Lampard was because he was a Chelsea legend, yeah, and you know how much that man loved the club and all that, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't, if they didn't feel like you felt the same way about the club as they did, they just looked at it like a disrespect.
Oh yeah, of course.
Do
Yeah.
you get it? So he would
Because
get onto certain
yeah,
players, yeah, and it kind of ruined the dressing room vibes, innit? When he started to, because he just
yeah,
thought I could do what I used to do back in the day, like just get onto everyone. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think he fell out with Rudiger and some other players, and he got sacked. And then you got who else? Yeah, that's just
Gerard.
yeah. Gerard, no, Gerard won the league in Scotland, but then
Yeah.
he never really did anything else. We just recently got sacked in Saudi too. So
Yeah, he lost the dressing room at Villa straight away. He tries to give the captain's armband to McGinn, or take it away from Tyrone Mings, and then it didn't work. And then Tyrone Mings turned on him, and then like
bro,
Tyrone Mings
you know,
literally a leader.
I would, you know what it is? I was there when he got the job. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I worked there when he got the job. Like he was still before, because who was that guy that was before again? I always forget his name.
Dean Smith.
Dean Smith. You guys came and beat Villa at Villa. I remember that someone
Yeah,
got a red card. I forgot who it was, but someone got a red card. Yeah,
yeah.
I
Courtney
was,
House got a red card. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Before that.
I was at the one of the sides, just standing there watching. Yeah, man got a red card, and then what
Yeah,
happened was you just heard everyone. He's finished. He's finished. He's finished. Whatever. Blah 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 blah. Boom. Then my man came in. Yeah, Gerard. It was a breath of fresh air at first, but then he also had
yeah,
Coutinho and all those players that he had at the time. He played
yeah,
well, and then, bro, I was in the boxes when he started doing this whole I'm gonna change the captain armband thing there, and then we would see Tyrone Mings, yeah, because his family comes in the boxes where we used to work, right? And you just think, and they would come in, and he would come in after the game, yeah, he'd come in at the end like to sit with his family for a bit, whatever, and it just everyone just looks at you different.
yeah,
Because now they're looking at you, either you've done something, like have you done something, and that's why you're being treated that way that we don't know about, or is it just the manager don't appreciate you? You just leave question marks
yeah,
everywhere, innit? So it was one of the weird ones, but at the same time, I was like, listen, you never know. Maybe he's trying to move him on. He's kind of planning for the future, kind of thing. But yeah, man, look, now then they had to get rid of him to get Unai Emery, man. At some point, they were back in free fall. They were back kind of where they
yeah,
were with Dean Smith. Like whatever he tried, it just didn't work with that guy. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, it was more like, you know what, Stevie G and whatever. It was. I swear, it was just a manager bounce, and once that disappeared, it just I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was he
Once he got his pre-season,
was he
once he got his
invincible?
pre-season, he was fucked, bro.
Was he
He went, yeah, he
invincible?
went invincible. He went
You
invincible with
invincible, innit?
Rangers.
Yeah, okay, cool. I
Yeah.
might have to give him that still. Going invincible with Rangers not the easiest thing when they got Celtic, but okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not.
Have you read this one out? Question to Max: who do you think we should target in your team?
Mavropanos, and Mavropanos mainly because, like, for example, Jackson's always given us problems anyway.
With his
Like when
movement.
we had like Zuma and again. Zuma, but to be fair to Zuma, he had no knees left. Like I like Zuma.
Mm.
He was good at our club. He just had too many injuries. When he played, he was really good. Naya Faged was absolutely terrible. I know he's doing well in La Liga now, but sometimes it's just different circumstances. This guy was getting mucked by every striker. He's getting done in by Hoyland and the Luton strikers and all them. Yeah, when you get done in by Hoyland, you need to leave my club. I can't lie.
I hear it.
But
I
like,
know what you're talking about.
this is the thing. Like, I remember in the game we beat you when under Poch, like Jackson was the best player on the pitch. Like, he kept taking Zuma to get down the channels and just taking them on 1v1 and skinning them. So I'm thinking now with Mavropanos, that if you take Mavropanos down the channel, if you just run at him, like if you just do a couple step overs, he'll slip on his face or do some bullshit all the time. Like he's a walking mistake, man. He's a walking mistake. Like him and Alvarez, like Alvarez isn't mobile enough. Like to be fair, I get onto Suchik a lot, but Suchik's been good as of recently. It's Alvarez is the one that's letting me down because he takes too many touches of the ball. So I feel like if you press him, if like Cole Palmer gets the ball like in the right areas against Suchek and Alvarez, he can have a lot of joy. And I feel like same with Jackson against Mavropanos. Like it could get long if you guys get space in those areas.
Yeah, and I think obviously with him, he does that thing Jackson anyway. He just because he's like a false nine, isn't it? He just moves
Yeah,
one side, and then obviously we need to, bro. We just need to exploit that back line in terms of whether we split the movements and do whatever we need to do. Just taking our chances when we get them, because we do create
yeah,
chances. Sometimes if it doesn't feel, I think when you watch Liverpool, you realize you don't create enough chances. Because
yeah, yeah,
their thing's literally like windscreen wiper football. Like as soon as they lose
mm,
the ball goes to the other side. Salah shot or Mane, what's it? Sorry, Gravenberch shot, McAllister shot. You know what I mean? They get a
yeah,
shot on target or off target every time. Whereas our thing is just really sometimes just slow build up, and I think that's where we get a bit of frustration because we're not used to slow build up at the bridge. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're not
yeah,
used to seeing it. Like we've had counter attacking managers and possession based managers, whatever, but it was never really slow build up. I think sometimes when you need the win, you don't want to see slow build up.
no, not at all.
What's Godfrey saying here? Thoughts on West Ham stealing Ferguson move? Ferguson?
Yeah, Evan Ferguson. Yeah, we're getting Evan Ferguson now.
Oh, is that like
It's just
confirmed
sealed with
or?
loan deal. Yeah, we're just on scene and Fabrizio said we're sealing a loan deal. Just he's having a medical today apparently. So like my thing is with the Evan Ferguson deal, it's just a case of I wish it was a loan with a buy option because it's just a straight loan because I don't really want to be that guy who's developing a player for Brighton and then they flip him or they keep him and then we have to find another striker in the summer. I feel like
Mm.
if this guy's going to be your guy, let him be your guy, sort of thing. I don't want an obligation to buy him because this guy got an injury, like the bare injuries over the past few years, even early in his career. So
Yeah.
I don't mind. It's an extra body. We needed a striker, but it's taken you this long to like do it. I know like deadline days tomorrow. We're never going to sign anyone tomorrow because we both play tomorrow.
Hmm.
Um, so like it's good that you got it done, but we needed a younger striker, but it should have been along with an option to buy. Like so, if he does do well, you can trigger that, and we don't have any problems in the summer. But if, for example, let's say he does do well, cool, that's good for the short term. But then we have to find a whole new striker because they'll just price him out. It's the same thing we suffered with Lingard when he came on loan with us.
Yeah, Lingard. Listen, bro. My thing with Lingard was always listen. That when it clicked for him at West Ham, he should have
Hmm.
stayed. I don't remember if he
Yeah.
wanted to stay or not. I think they didn't agree on the
No.
fee. Was it? I don't remember exactly what it
Uh,
was.
so basically, he wants to fight for his place at Man United again because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer
Yeah.
brainwashed him into thinking that he could get his place back. He
Yes,
scored
that's
one
it.
goal and it was against us. It was against this one goal was against us, and then he went on a free, and then he went for money instead of us. He went for money to Nottingham Forest, and then
Yeah,
he
that's
failed.
it. Yeah, for me it was
He should
like
have he should have joined us. But
it just looked like it would suit him. Big fish in a small
yeah,
pond. He's not even like he's the big fish, but you know what? Cool. He
yeah,
might just enjoy being the guy, like similar to what Kudus is now at West Ham. You know what I mean? You could tell
yep,
that he can play for a bigger team, but with Lingard, it was like perfect. Maybe this is what will change
yep,
your career around. It seems like people are loving you. You have the form and everything. Sometimes you know what it's like. You almost it's like God gave him a thing, right? This is it, and then he still turned it down. You know the words. He said, "Okay,
yep,
cool.
yep.
Do whatever you want to do."
No, he's in like Hong Kong or Japan or whatever. No, he's in the middle of Asia doing nothing.
Yeah, it's annoying, man. Lampard was too Charles for the job. Oh, big up Sarai that as well. Listen, I won't hold you up too much. Let's just go into, I don't know. Do you want to do score predictions?
Yeah, go on then. I, I've maintained every preview that I've done that I think it's going to be 2-1 to Chelsea. I think we'll take the lead, and then we'll do a typical West Ham thing where we'll take the lead, and then you won't see us again.
Yeah,
You won't see us again.
I was gonna say 2-1, yeah, but I thought, yo, everyone does that. You know how everyone does. You know,
yeah,
it's like the edgy thing to say, isn't it? 2-1, because you might
yeah.
there's so much chances of you being right, yeah, saying 2-1, but it's like cool. You know what, 2-1, whatever. But yeah, man, look, I think I was gonna say 2-1, but I thought let him say it first. Yeah, if he says 2-1 first, then I don't look like the bad guy for saying 2-1. Do you know what I mean? But nah, I don't know. I'm torn between 2 or 3-1. Yeah, because I know that if
yeah,
we switch it on, we can get the goals. But then it's like, I need to make sure there's a 1 there for Sanchez. Do you know what I mean? I can't just say 3 clean sheet, 3-0. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah.
So it is what it is, man. Look, you know what? I'll go with 3-1. I don't know if that even works, but I'll go with 3-1 innit? Do you know what I mean? It is what it
Yeah,
is.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Listen, obviously, thank you for coming on the channel. And bro,
Of course.
we'll find ways of doing more content in the future anyway. But I thought,
Yeah.
listen, since we've always kind of been in contact one way or another, I was like, nah, I need to if I can get him on the channel, we just need to
Yeah.
get him one way or another. Because sometimes you need to get the ball rolling, and it's just one of those things. Because you're obviously a bit more advanced than me when it comes to the whole that content creating thing. But you've probably been where I've been one way. You get it what I'm saying? Where it's like,
Yeah.
you know that if you don't reach out or don't do it, it's not gonna come. So you just gotta kind of put
Yeah.
your energy,
Yeah.
and especially with us, we're kind of been lucky where we kind of known so many content creators. So like, I know
Oh, for
you,
sure.
Prime, Lewis, this guy, that guy. So sometimes you kind of got to make use of it as well, and you get
Yeah,
to
for sure.
speak to the person more than you just sitting there in the chat. Do you know what I mean? Just chatting there.
Yeah.
You can actually speak to the person, and sometimes, and obviously we have the game tomorrow, and it kind of pushes your. Even if I had an idea, I was like, you know what, this might bring it down. This is the thing about football content. There's always content, bro.
Yeah, always, man.
Always,
You never run out
whether
of
it's
content with
transfer
football,
news,
man.
whether it's something about your club, whether it's a match preview,
Yeah.
a match reaction, whatever, that you always have something, right? Which is what kind of
Yeah.
we're blessed with in terms of like, if you look at it from a content perspective, like if you look at it, other people that create content, they have to like think, they have mental block, whether creative blocks and all that. You know what I mean? They don't know what to do anymore. The Mr. Beast guys or whatever, they've already done the maddest thing. Now they don't know what to do next. We're lucky that football kind of brings new things every time. There's the Champions League, there's the Conference League. I've seen your thing when you were reacting to that, the AFTV stuff and that. I was like, that was funny.
Yeah.
So you have so much options in it. You just need to have time. And I mean,
Yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
me. I just got work, bro. When I come back from work, this is why.
Yeah.
And yesterday I kind of looked at it and I thought, oh, I didn't message Mike's. Because I thought I did, yeah. And I thought, oh, I didn't message. Because you were telling me the days, yeah. But for me, I was like, okay, I can either do it this day, that day. But I know that you go on other people's channels, you might be getting someone on your channel and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted it to be in the right time, innit? So when I messaged you yesterday, 11 a.m. was actually the time in my head. So when you said midday, I thought, you said afternoon, yeah? I was like, yo, if you could just do it at 11, the reason I wanted to do it is because you still have the rest of the day to do your own things in terms of like football content and that. Even yesterday, I was like, if we do this, we might miss the games and kind of think whatever. And I was like, you might not want to be missing the game. So it was like, you know what, we'll keep it on the side. Obviously, I'm lucky enough I got you on here. And yeah, man, I'll find the ways of doing other content together, man. Obviously, we were on the North Side thing together that day.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we did.
That was fun to do as well, yeah.
Yeah, bro, I like going on that channel, man. It's the funniest thing. You know what I mean? Especially when you have like, North Side is a proper nice guy. So you go on there, then he always trolls me and I troll him. And then he just could turn up. Oh, yeah. What did this guy say? That's my guy, Jesse Lingard. He was another player that was mistreated. Listen, at United, everyone gets mistreated, bro. It's not even funny.
For sure.
Like, to be fair, it's not even funny. Like, and it's always, I've always said, I always talk to King anyway, and it's always the players that have the ability. They're allergic to they're allergic to the real natural footballers. They all of them just like the footballers that got just run. Because I don't know if you've seen that clip, yeah, where if someone's asked those people, yeah, which player do you regret selling? And they all said McTominay. They're all screaming McTominay, yeah, and you've seen what Elanga was doing yesterday. You see what all the other players are doing.
What did Pogba say? Man United fans know nothing about football. Like, that's what
they're not wrong. They're not wrong. You can tell by who their biggest fan channel thing is anyway, bro. Do you know what I mean? The guy that they prop up, bro. Like, if he's your number one guy and all of you, man, look up to him, bro. He's over, fam. And it's not even funny. Like, you know when you watch the reactions on that? Like, bro, it's not even... But apparently there's rumors saying that apparently he does this thing where it's delayed. So he sees the goal and that, but he does his own thing. But it's
I
weird
wouldn't
because
be
this man's a
surprised.
grown man, yeah, and he's doing it, but it's like, it
Yeah.
doesn't feel
It's
natural.
because all his fan base are children though. All his fan base are like 12. Like,
Yeah, but at the same time,
like
if you notice, yeah, the like a lot of people, let's say, are into United or getting into United. The first things they will do, Man United reactions or whatever, and because he got the biggest channel, he's gonna pop up. He's gonna be the first one that comes on there. So they're
yeah,
gonna watch him first without knowing that there's a Saeed, there's a Rance, and there's a this guy and that guy. You know what I mean? There's a Sunshine and
yeah,
left, right, center. There's so many good people that do it. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Listen, Taz, I'm not mentioning your name, like, do you know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah, but shout out to
Yeah,
Taz, bro.
like, cause listen, bro, every single day, man was tagging me on updates on Garnacho tweets. Yeah, I told man, bro, I'm not letting you off. Damn it, nah, big up to Taz as well. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Taz, bro. And yeah, man, look, it's like at the end of the day, it's more they kind of bought themselves into that, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? They bought themselves
Yeah,
into
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, you can't be putting all the ballers to the side and try to look at the dead ballers, bro. Like that's the thing. That dead ballers won't get you anywhere. Like runners,
No,
you've had all these players that are just runners left, right, and center. Do you get what I mean?
yeah.
The Redders aren't actually. They can get you up to certain points, bro. I had Gallagher in the 10. I knew it'd never work.
Yeah, bro, I had Suchek in the 10, bro. Like, I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
Suchek
yeah.
in the
Do
10
you
as well,
know that
bro.
it's
I
just
hate it.
literally just breaking everything now. There was one that said
Yeah.
Sancho. Listen, we're gonna end the stream soon. I just wanted to say big up everyone. Make sure you slap the likes and subscribe. Listen, I didn't want to stop and say like and subscribe, man. I enjoyed the conversation, innit? Man was so focused into what I was doing, yeah. I didn't even
Yeah.
look at it. Because I got the chat on
Yeah.
OBS, yeah, but I got the chat on here as well. I don't think you can see the
Yeah.
chat, can you?
No, I can't. No,
You
I
can't,
can't.
innit? Yeah, I forgot. I should have told you to just open the chat on the side. But um, everyone, big up to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Obviously, big up to Taz King, Zoraida, Godfrey, the Engraver. What a name! Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, big up to everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.